Does that work better? Oh, right. All right, right. I want us to talk about this morning in our Bible period, and I want you to contribute. This is Bible study. You can talk. Don't make me preach. I'm going to do that in a little while, okay? So just let's all have a good conversation together. I want us to think about this morning that life is a journey, not a destination. That was a phrase made popular by Ralph Waldo Emerson. But to the Christian, life is a journey. And we need to keep that in mind. It's not our destination. While we're here, what do? We learn. Right? I'm hoping I can share with you something this morning that you can use. That's my goal anyway, is for you to focus on those words. And as we go through life, we don't think, hey, this is not everything. We've got something else in the future. So we're here to learn. We're here to grow. And then we are transformed. We're transformed. And then we keep on living. Right? We need to keep that in mind at always. Where after this life is it all over? That's the problem with many people today. To the non-Christian, let's think about them just for a moment. To the non-Christian, they're in kind of a different boat. They think different from we do. They think that, Bible's not important, or they don't even believe it. They're non-Bible believers, you might say. And for them, everything to them is here and now. Do you remember the beer commercial? Go for the gusto. Does anybody remember when that was on? I don't remember. Sure. Yeah, see, we all remember that. One short phrase. That was their phrase, go for the gusto. And by that, they kind of implied that we're here, we're now, and, this is it. This is it. We've got to really get out there and enjoy life because this is all there is. Boy, what a sad way to live. Because we want more than that. We want to have a successful life here so that we can be successful for the hereafter. Let me share with you a few quotes. I look over there at Dr. Bowtie Bob. I've got him nicknamed over there. Last week he told us he got his doctorate degree. And I didn't know that, so now he had a bow tie on, so I thought Dr. Bowtie Bob sounded pretty good. So he tells stories and I use quotes. Life is a journey. How we travel is really up to us. We can just flow with the tide or follow our dreams. Some people just flow with the tide. I'm going to make a video one of these days of two kayaks. I'm going to just put my kayak out there and let it go. See which way. Anybody want to guess which way it's going to go? Downstream. Absolutely right. It's going to go downstream every time. Why? It takes no effort to go downstream. But now you start going upstream. Whew, it takes a little work. Now, if you can paddle a kayak upstream, I tried it the other day, and I decided it was easier to get out and pull it upstream than it was to try to paddle it upstream. So I got out and pulled it. My cousin, he come up through there. He paddled up through there. He's a couple years younger than me. But you can either go, and some people just go with the tide, go with the flow. What happens in life? The whole journey of life is a journey of preparation to see, to feel, to understand the beauty of what lies ahead of the homeland towards which we walk. Thought that was good. Life is a journey, not a home, a road, not a city of habitation, and the enjoyments and blessings we have are but little inns on the roadside of life, where we can reflect for a moment, enjoy the journey, the destination will come. Isn't that true? And last one I want to leave with you, learn to trust the journey, even when you do not understand it. You know, sometimes in life we don't understand. We don't understand why does this have, have you ever asked yourself, why does this have to happen to me? We do that all the time. Well, car broke down out here, it's night, and why does this have to happen to me? Why can't it happen to somebody else? You know, we go through difficulties in life, health issues. Why does this have to happen to me? But yet we've got something to look forward to. When we think of journeys in the Bible, think about some journeys. What's a big journey in the Bible? What? Paul, right. Paul had a great journey, didn't he? He traveled here and there preaching the gospel, and he got thrown out of cities, he got beaten, he got stoned, but guess what? He kept going. He didn't quit. You know, I sometimes wonder, would I have been able to withstood all Paul stood, kept going? You know, people are like that today. They go through difficulties in life, and you know what they do sometimes? They throw up their hands and quit. Do you know somebody? I know people like that. I know people that started the Christian walk, they started the Christian journey, but they gave up. They quit. And they didn't hang on until the end. That's such a sad thing. Who else can we think of on a journey? Israelites, right. Israelites. They traveled, didn't they? Bellyache and complained the whole way. That's all they could do. They got out there and they were so worried that the Egyptians were going to catch them. And what did God do? He divided the Red Sea and they went across on dry land. Man, would I have been impressed with that? I think I would have. But yet, what happened right after that? Complained again, we hadn't got any water. What did God do? He gave them water. They said, we're hungry. God made a manna. Well, manna wasn't good enough. So what did he give them next? Quail. See, God was with them all the time. They got up to the promised land, had it spied out, and 10 said we can't do it. 2 said we could. Now, somebody named me one of the 10 that said they couldn't. You can't. They're listed in the Bible, but you can't name. I can't name you. If you said, Joe, I'll give you $1 million to name one of the 10 spies that rejected, I'd say, you keep your money because I can't name you. Now, no, not that was one of the negative ones. We had 2 positive ones. All right, you're with me, Dwayne. The 2 positive. Now, you can name them, can't you, Dwayne? Dwayne, think what was one of them? And what was the other one? Oh, help him out. Caleb, see there? Who do we remember? We remember those that were successful. Losers we forget about. And one of these days I'm going to remember. I'm going to look it up and remember one of the names of those that didn't. So next time I ask that question, I won't fail at the answer. And we think about, what about Jesus? He journeyed, didn't he? He went from town to town. Did Jesus always have success in a sense of being accepted by the people? No. Man, I believe I'd have quit. I said, if y'all want to be healed, y'all just better find me. I'm going to quit going from city to city. You know, they were out to get him from the very beginning, right? They were looking for anything they could do to find Jesus was doing something wrong. Okay. Many look at life, as I just mentioned. They look at it as no hope, no peace. They only go after wealth in this world and happiness. But for the Christian, it's different. Our journey, we have God. Think about that. As you journey through life, and folks, we will have difficulties. Let me explain to you. We will have difficulties. I think that's one of the first things we need to explain to people that become Christians. Folks, just because you're baptized into Christ does not mean that everything's going to be good. I'm afraid some people think once they become Christians, everything's going to be lovely. I'm going to have no more problems. That's not going to be it. So we've got to understand that. So as we journey through life, we got to understand God is with us. Jesus said in John 14 and verse 6, I am the what? What? I'm the way, the truth, the life. Okay. He's the way, he has the truth, and he is the light. Let's look at Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 and 6. Now, I won't let you choose to read. I'm not going to call on you to read, because I might insult somebody by calling them by the wrong name. And I wouldn't want to insult you, so I'm going to let you choose to read. Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 and 6.
Trust in the Lord with all thy heart. Lean unto thy own understanding, and all the ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths.
Okay, trust God. That's the first thing we got to do. Don't trust yourself. Don't trust yourself. And he shall direct your paths. He's with you. He's going to give you directions. Have you ever went down the road and went the wrong way? I hadn't done that in a few days maybe. But, sometimes we go down the wrong way. Oh, yes. Yeah, you did. One time Libby and I was traveling, and I thought we were going this way, and lo and behold, for 30 minutes we drove around, and I thought I was going to come out and try a place. Guess what? Where I come out? Right where I started. Oh, I was ill at myself. Ill, man, because that's for GPS days now, folks. That was before you had GPS to help you. But, I was going off my instincts. I thought I was right, but I was wrong. So we've got to understand, we've got to trust in God. Jeremiah chapter 29 and verse 11. Proverbs 3, 5 and... Did I didn't give that one, didn't I? Okay, let's go to Jeremiah 29, verse 11. Psalms 119, 105. I'm skipping some because I ain't got much time. Jeremiah 29, 11 says... Okay, God's going to give you. He's going to help you. He's with you on the journey. I remember years ago, there was, sit on a lot of people's walls, footsteps in the sand. Anybody remember those? But some of you may still have one of those. And it talks about footsteps in the sand, and I only saw one set of footprints, and the Lord said that was me carrying you, to basically sum up the thing. That's why he was carrying you. Sometimes we don't realize that he's with us and that he's carrying us. Okay, what other verse did I give? Okay. A light unto my path. What happens when you walk in the dark? You stumble. Has anybody ever got up in the middle of the night and stumped your toe? Oh, does that not hurt? Oh, you wouldn't have hit it if you had the light on, right? Well, he's a light. He gives us directions so we can see the pathway. We can see the way we need to go. 2 Corinthians 4, 16 through 18. And while you're looking that one up, let me give you a couple more that I'll just quote. Matthew 28:20, and lo, I'm with you always, even unto the end of the age or world. Jesus said, I'm with you. Hebrews says, I will never leave you nor forsake you. So we've got to understand in the journey of life that Jesus is with us. God is with us. They're there to help you. When you feel alone, you're not. What does 2 Corinthians 4:16 through 18 say?
Therefore we do not lose heart, even though our outward man is perishing, yet the inward man is being renewed day by day. For our affliction, which is but for a moment, is working for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. While we do not look at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporary, but the things which are not seen are eternal.
Okay. He's with us. He's with us. That's so important. 2 Corinthians 5 verse 7 says, we walk by faith and not by sight. So we've got to understand. It's important that we understand. It's important that Christians understand. It's important that non-Christians understand. If they're in Christ, they're not alone. They're not by themselves. We're on a journey. We're on a journey. We're going from the beginning. He said sometimes it talks about getting aged, the one that Bobby read for us just a moment ago. You know, light affliction, but for a moment. Sometimes we have light, and we have heavier and heavier and weightier. But we've got to always remember, God is with us on the journey. We're not alone. If nobody else is there, what do we got to understand? God is there. When other people don't understand, and you know, people do not understand what you go through or what I go through. They may sense part of it, but they don't understand the weight. That we're weighed down. And I said sometimes people give up. But as Christians, we're weighted down. But we've got to understand that we can keep going. Because that we have help along the way. Isn't it nice to have help along the way? When you need somebody to help you. That's always nice, isn't it? When you got somebody, when you're doing something and somebody helps you. That is important. And so as we journey through life, and we all are on a journey. We're all on a journey. Don't look for it to end here. We're on a journey through life. Some of us are closer to the end than others. Think about that. Have you ever thought about we got this lady at church at Abington. She says, we're in the fourth quarter. And she tells me, we're in the fourth quarter. I'll never forget. She tells me that every now and then. We're in the fourth quarter, Joe. Well, and you know, I got to admit, we are in the fourth quarter. Now, here's what what does it say? If by reason we might live 70 and 80. So I figured 80 is overtime, okay? That's what I've come to the conclusion. When you get to 80, you're in overtime, okay? So just keep that in mind. I'm in the fourth quarter. I'm 73, be 74 next month, okay? I'm in the fourth quarter, she says. So in life, we're in different places in life. Maybe you're in the first quarter, second quarter. But you don't know when it's going to end. That's the problem, we don't know. It may end early. Run out of quarter. Absolutely, we do. But we got to also remember, God gives us strength. He's with us. But He gives us strength. There you go. Right. He is the best. Psalms 18 and verse 1. Let's look at a couple. We'll just look at one of here, and then we'll move on to the next point. God gives us strength for the journey. Oh, I'm about done already. One verse here and one verse there. Psalms 18 verse 1 says, O Lord, my strength. That's where we get it to go through. We get strength from God and Christ. Point, the last one. We do not have to go on the journey alone. Isn't that good? Hebrews 12 and verse 1. Okay, we're surrounded by a great cloud of witnesses. And if you go through Hebrews chapter 12, it lists a lot of those people that have been through life. And we have got help. In 1 Corinthians 12:26 says, if one member suffers, all members suffer. And we do. When somebody suffers, we all can feel the pain of it. So we're not alone. God's with us. We've got direction, and we've got to understand. And that's why we come together on Sunday morning and Wednesday night, so that we can help each